Okay, and joining me now is Simon Burke, our Discovery Phase Program Director. Simon, great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, fantastic. We're now going to talk obviously about TOPSoccer, Simon.
Yeah.
So can you tell me, this is one of the programs that's under your expertise and guidance, but can you tell me what is TOPSoccer?
So TOPSoccer is our outreach program for kids with physical, intellectual, and emotional disabilities. So basically just giving a space for kids who might not always have the same opportunities in a normal soccer environment that other players may have.
Fantastic. And why do you feel, or why do you think this program is important to NCFC to provide?
I mean, basically what I just mentioned, players, we want to, as a club, give access to players of all ages, and give everyone access to this sport we all love. So giving a space for players who might not always have the same opportunities that others might have with this sport, I think is really important for the club.
Yeah, sounds like a really neat community.
Yeah.
Who are the people that are helping sort of run the sessions, or what do the sessions look like? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So the sessions are run by NCFC staff paid coaches. So each session will have two coaches out there kind of leading the session and the players through different activities. Each athlete will then be paired with a buddy who is a volunteer from the club. We like to use players as our volunteers so they can kind of give back to the club. And then the relationships that are created as the players are paired with the athletes in the TOPS program are really special.
Amazing. Talk to me about the buddies, because
Right.
I think there's always a bit of clamor to be a buddy.
There is.
The kids tend to really enjoy it. And who are
Yeah.
the buddies? What age are we typically talking about?
So the buddies are usually ages 13 and up, although we do kind of make exceptions if they know the athletes. Depending on who they are, if there's a relationship already there, we'll let players 12 and up join as well. But players 13 and older that are already currently at the club are usually the people we use. They get paired one-on-one with the athletes in the TOPS program, and then they help the athlete kind of work through the session that the paid coaches are giving them.
And are you turning buddies away? Are you needing more?
Right.
How do you become a buddy?
So with the growth of the program, unfortunately, I'd like to take all the buddies we get, but this year especially, we have had to actually create a wait list due to the amount of volunteers we get
That's
signed
amazing.
up. So I wish I could take them all, like I said, but we do have a wait list at the moment, so it's first come, first serve. Each session usually has about 30 athletes, and we like to have a 1.5 to 2 buddy ratio per athlete. So there's around 50 volunteers per session. I think we're up now to 320 buddies who have signed up, 250 that we've actually registered. So
that's a really neat
very
community.
cool.
Yeah, it's great to see the growth of the program, which we'll talk about with our next guest.
Yeah.
What do you love about the TOPSoccer program? What are some things that maybe give you the most pride in overseeing it?
Yeah. So not only am I the director of the program, but I'm out on the field a lot for it and coach a lot on the Sunday sessions, along with everything else I do, of course. But what I really love is just what you see on the kids' faces when they're playing is incredibly special. The relationships that are created throughout the season with the buddies. I know many of the buddy pairings have actually gone beyond the field and are now friends outside of the field. Hanging out, whether it's the same school they go to or just hanging out outside of activities in soccer. I know one of our buddies and athletes even went from the TOPS program to them participating in our camps program, and the buddy went with them to that. So that was incredibly special. And I think it's just the joy you get to see on the athletes' faces, as well as the community that gets built and the relationships that get built as well.
That's amazing. And then to kind of cap it off, if somebody wanted to become a buddy or wanted to try and get involved as a coach, what would you recommend to those folks?
So I would recommend them for the fall to join the wait list. It's you can do that through our website and through Playmetrics. I'll register, as many as we can. Right now we're pretty full, but spring registration will open later on this year for buddies as well as athletes. And then if you're looking to get involved either, through volunteering, or as a coach, you're welcome to reach out to me, and you can find my contact information on the website.
And then what about athletes? Obviously, this community is continuing to grow. People get to know more about the opportunities. What would you say to a parent or somebody that knows somebody that's got an athlete that may benefit from joining this community?
Right. So I would just direct them again to me or our website where we have all the information available. We love getting referrals. We love word of mouth getting out there. And we're never going to turn an athlete away. So we'll always make room for them. We'll always find a way to get them involved in the program. So.
Fantastic. Well, you're doing a great job, Simon. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Building that connection, fostering that kind of community that we want as part of the NCFC youth family. So appreciate your time and continue the good work.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For my next guest, we have Liane Barber. Liane Barber is NCFC Youth CFO, and more importantly, a TOPSoccer parent.
It's good to be here.
Great to have you, Liane. And so you have a young son who is how old?
Elliot is 7.
7 years old. And he has been a TOPSoccer player for how long?
4 years.
4 years, wow.
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. COVID's in and around that time.
COVID's in and around it, but we have been consistently a part of TOPS, I think, for 3 years.
And why are you a part of TOPSoccer?
TOPS gives Elliot just something different to do. It's not therapy. It's not sitting at a table. Elliot is disabled. He uses a wheelchair primarily. He can walk in a gait trainer. And the TOPSoccer is a great opportunity to get him in his gait trainer, using it, walking. He enjoys kicking the ball. I think he really enjoys being a part of a team and going to his soccer practice. He hears so much about it from his friends at school and neighbors. Everybody has their thing. And this gets to be his activity that is just like everybody else.
Yeah. And I've seen the joy in his face when he scores a goal and he sees the goal and he's going, oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you've been a part of it for 4 years, which was kind of very much in the program's infancy as overall. And you've seen a lot of growth, I think, in that time. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, when we joined TOPS, it was only at the 5:30 session on Sunday at WREL was the only session we had. It was a big session, lots of kids, lots of buddies. But the time slot just wasn't good for the younger kids. I mean, it's dinner time. You're tired after a long weekend. It works really great for buddies who happen to be players and they're playing their big games on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Sometimes they're traveling. So they were all available on Sunday night. But for the younger kids, it just was a hard time. And so we went and asked for more fields. And we slowly started with Saturday morning at WREL. And then we moved to the South. I took Elliot to the South to kind of help get that one going over at Thomas Brooks on Saturday morning. And then we wound up adding a Sunday evening in the South as well. And so it's filled out quite a bit in each session. There's a good number of players, about 25 to 30. We try to keep it at that amount. And we have lots of buddies that are now participating too. We can fill the gaps when people are busy on those Saturday mornings. And it seems to be working really well. I think you see the younger kids in the morning tends to work out really well for them. And then the older kids are on the Sunday evenings.
Okay. So how many kids do you think the program sort of must have started with? How many kids?
It was about 40 when I started, and now we're just pushing over 100. So 110, I think, this year.
Yeah. And what do you think it means to these families? Like, what is in terms of the community, in terms of as a parent yourself, what is it for you as a parent seeing your athlete and for some of these other parents?
Yeah, I think being on the sideline, it's great. First of all, you get to hand select people that you have something in common with, kids that might have similar, disabilities or similar concerns that you have about your child. You see some of the parents, you can share experiences. I know we have found some really good friends in TOPS that we continue to hang out with outside of. We can, there's another boy in our session, for example, that also has cerebral palsy. Our kids are different, but they're experiencing a lot of the same things. And they're friends now, and they're little buddies, and they can have that likeness with one another, which has been really great. And then we enjoy seeing each other on Saturday morning, just like a lot of other parents do. And the kids love that opportunity to get out there and do their thing and be with their buddy in a lot of cases. Or Elliot is one of the kids who doesn't care who his buddy is. So he likes them all and enjoys each of them every time somebody new is there, or if he gets to have a repeat, it goes a little bit better. But he has a good time every time. Sully is his little buddy. He zips up and down that field. And he gets buddies that are really challenging for him. And so it's great to see the wide range of abilities, and the buddies really help bridge that gap too.